Good morning, my little cheese blintzes. How is everybody today? This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. It's Saturday, November 23rd, 4:35 Eastern Standard Time. In this part of the world, where are you in your part of the world? What are you eating, drinking? How you behaving? What'd you do last night? Are you in the same place that you left last night? Are you there this morning? Talk to me about it. Guys, I've gotten some emails, but wait a minute. Whoa. Hold the phones. I wanted to first say thank you so much because I'm this close to 15,000, and I'm hoping and praying and trying to get there. So please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Please like, share, comment. I comment in the comments. I'm still in the comments. And guys, you can also hit me up at toddyonesskip@gmail.com. I'm a little behind on my email, but well ahead with the bracelets. All the bracelets are out in the mail. As far as I know, all caught up there. Okay. Who's going to watch HR pumping stuff? No. Okay, the Jetsons, SAT, Bay City Rollers, the Osmonds cartoons. Guys, I am on a hype because I'm feeling so much better from that damn shingle shot. So much better. So, see, it only took 7 days, 8 days. Here's the thing, guys. I want to talk to you about Nick. Nick Godejohn. Does that name ring true? It does. Let me tell you how you know that name. Because you know Gypsy Rose Blanchard? Of course you know her, the unaliver. Well, you know, she couldn't get her own hands dirty, so she says. But I think she did. She manipulated a young man with a deficiency, unfortunately, to totally, I don't want to say understand because I don't want to insult Nick. Somebody who could be easily misled, manipulated, somebody who's on the spectrum. Can everybody who's on the spectrum be manipulated? I don't know, I'm not a doctor. But Nick, was diagnosed with Asperger's, and Nick was getting a disability check. And Gypsy manipulated him. And we know this not because of speculation, not because of guessing, but because of emails, because of facts, because Gypsy even says so. The only thing that Gypsy says she didn't do was the actual act. But she talked Nick into it, even when Nick didn't want to do it. The only thing that made Nick say, okay, was the relentlessness of Gypsy harping in his ear. This is the only way we could be together. My mom's abusing me. She lied to him, just like she has lied to us. Okay? She manipulated somebody that was in love with her. He thought because she told him, though we know from her own mouth it wasn't the truth, that he took her V card. To Nick, that is something that he's going to honor because he deems that as something important. It's not as important as it once was. Used to be really important. Now, not so important. But back then, important. To somebody like Nick, very important. When you take that, Nick had this righteousness, this chivalry. This chivalrous, he was chivalrous. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. When the interrogating officer said to Nick, I think you're really in love with her. He said, no, I worship her. It's beyond that. I worship her. Gypsy took advantage of that the same way she did with Ryan. And Ryan doesn't have any kind of learning disabilities or any kind of slowness about him. So she did it to him. She's done it to so many people. Mainstream media, they're just finally catching on that something's up. She did it to, obviously, parole board. That's why I want Nick to have a fair trial. When people say, why would you want I had somebody say, and I get it. It didn't need to be in all caps, but, I get it. If it was my mom, or if it was one of my siblings that Nick unalived, would I still want? Well, let's be clear now. If it was my mom, I wouldn't let anybody unalive her. Wouldn't suggest it, wouldn't even think about it. Wouldn't mumble it, wouldn't say it out loud, definitely wouldn't be talking somebody into it for 2 years either. Wouldn't be doing that. There was mitigating circumstances in consideration of Gypsy's plea deal. Those mitigating circumstances have come to be untrue. Nick had no mitigating circumstances that brought to the table for him, yet he has mitigating circumstances. So, do I want Nick roaming the streets? No, but that's not my decision. I think Nick should have a fair trial because personally, I think Nick unalived an unalived person. And I don't mean to be insulting to Nick. I think there's a lot of things going on. You're hyped at the moment, and if she wasn't unalived, she was 3/4 of the way there because I don't think Nick did any more severe puncture marks than the 4 he talked about. So who did all the other ones? I just want Nick to have a fair chance because he deserves that. And if the judge decides to give him time in a halfway house or under supervision, okay, why should Gypsy be out? She masterminded the plan. She sent him an instructional video. She sent him the weapon that she stole for him to do it. She told him how to do it. She talked him into doing it. So when you guys send me videos, because I asked Christy Blanchard, hey, if you're serious and you really think that Nick got a bad deal here, let's work together. Let's reach out. Let's work together. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What do you guys think? Don't you think that everything should be shown to the judge or whomever, and it should be considered? I mean, Gypsy's out here living her best life. Nick wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for Gypsy, who talked him into it, stole the weapon, lied to him about it, lied to him over and over again. It's the only way we could be together. At some point, supposedly, she said to Nick, supposedly, allegedly, I'd never be able to have a baby, or we lost the baby because of the feeding tube. With Gypsy, it's such piles of shit that you never know what the truth is. But Nick has continued to say the same story over and over and over and over again. Nick, who's shown remorse and showed regret right away, honest to goodness, remorse and regret in the interrogation where Gypsy showed nothing except a desire to walk out of there scot-free by throwing Nick under the bus and trying to say that Nick RAPED'd her. Come on, man. So when you guys ask me, that's it. That's why. Okay? You know how we kind of always compare. I have compared Gypsy Rose to Charles Manson, because she masterminded the plot and had other people commit the crime. And now, like I said, I have these naysayers saying about Nick. Charles Manson, the one that masterminded the crime of the murders, but supposedly didn't anybody, that guy. He was committed on the masterminding of it, right? Yeah. He did life and actually died in prison, right? But 2 of the people that actually were talked into and that committed crimes, 2 of those people, they were released. So we have Steve Clem. Remember Clem? Steve Clem Grogan. He was released in 1985. And he was convicted of the TORTUR and MURDER of, I think it was Don Shea was that unfortunate victim's name. And Leslie Van Houten, she was released in 2023 after spending 52 years in prison. But Nick should spend the rest of his life in there, and Gypsy should be out. Help me understand why. Guys, as always, I really appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'm trying to get to my 15,000. It would be awesome to make it there. Guys, be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. And talk to me in the comments. I really appreciate it. I'm doing a live tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, November 23rd, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Meet Matt. Meet Matt, guys. So I can't wait for you guys to actually meet him while I'm talking to him, and we're going to be doing a live. All right, we'll see you there. Be better today, guys. Guys, be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. And tell me, what do you think? In the comments, what do you think? So, for the person that asked how would I feel if that was my mom or my sibling or something, how would you feel if that was your son? How would you feel if somebody took advantage of your child and talked your child into something that they didn't want to do, but they just felt so unbelievably pressured into it, and knowing that they were weaker in that relationship, much weaker in the mind and in understanding and in being manipulated? How would you feel about that? Guys, you asked for them, and they have arrived. Here they are, and they say, be better today than you were yesterday, but not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Guys, Cash App is inside my description, and or PayPal, also in my description. Guys, $4, and I'll mail them to you. If you're out of the country, $5. Guys, just make sure that you send your address with it. In the memo, you should put your address. Inside is embossed. It says Toddy One Skip.